we bring you Willo, a three-part technological approach to solving a major healthcare issue through positive reinforcement.
So like the mission of a design lab from the very beginning has always been about innovating and sort of thinking about the new ways in which hardware is going to be built, over the next 10, 20 years. We're a software company, that's kind of what we do, but we are all very passionate about hardware. We are all very emotionally and sort of financially invested in the future of hardware. And as we kind of look at the broad hardware landscape, there's a lot of enthusiasm around hardware, especially over the last 5 years, but we kind of feel that it's only a first wave.
There was a unique software that had been developed, and the team was trying to figure out the best way to utilize it. On one side of the coin, they wanted to aggregate a lot of data in certain types of locations, and on the other side of the coin, they needed a housing that fit into those locations appropriately.
When we started to narrow it down to the ones that we liked from a visual or a sort of design empathic standpoint, we really started to dig into what does it take to turn this CAD model, this render, into a physical object.
It really needs to feel like a product. It cannot just be a breadboard with a bunch of wires and sort of chips there. And this is where like the design lab approach really takes place.
We had to balance accuracy and some flexibility for our electrical engineer, Boya, in case he had some changes that the design would allow them.
There are three basic components. One of them is a hub, it's the main component. It communicates with the Wi-Fi network and with the sensors also. There are two sensors. One of them is proximity sensor and another one is motion sensor, which detects when you enter the room. When you're starting something new, then you have to make a lot of errors to find the right way. There's no other way.
Ultimately, after we wound up delivering the 100 sets, if you look back at the process that we went through to get there, it would be nice to say that if only we'd hit on this process earlier, it would have made the entire thing more efficient. In some cases, you just got to go through that. You don't have an option. You've got to test and iterate and test and iterate. And really narrow your way down to what it is that you want to achieve.
Every time we build something, we put it somewhere, we learn something, we shave off a little bit of an uncertainty and arrive closer and closer to the right product. We finally went out and did a first batch installed in an actual hospital in Kansas with Adventist Health. We did like a full floor, 20 plus rooms with actual patients, and have been gathering now feedback from that environment. Why this process has been really key is that you cannot really A/B test and experiment in a hospital environment. It's a very delicate environment. Once you deploy something there, you have to have gone through series and series of iterations and thinking through what will happen, because we really got to respect the patients. We cannot serve patients with an unbaked product.